How's it going, everyone? It's been a while since the last video. Today we're going to talk about some PS2 controllers. These ones are from a third-party company, or from eBay actually. So I thought I'll just do a quick video, one, unboxing it, and two, just having a look at the feel of the buttons and the controller itself and how it actually responds once it's plugged into the PlayStation 2. I've tried wireless ones from a third party in the past and it had lagging issues, so I sent them back and thought I'd try the wired ones this time around. So hopefully there's no more problems now that they'll be wired, but we shall wait and see. So this is the box. They come pretty well packaged, so let's have a look. They just come in a cardboard box with a bit of padding, which is good enough. And let's have a look at the controllers themselves. So they just come in bubble wrap. Right, and here they are. So first impressions, I just think they look quite good. I always did like this transparent style that PlayStation used to do back in the day. So yeah, upon first impressions, and they actually feel pretty solid. The last ones I had that were wireless felt a little bit brittle, the plastic casing, but these ones actually feel a lot more solid. And that's what I was starting to worry about. I thought, if I'm going to go through the trouble of getting them again, hopefully, they're not going to be as brittle, but they're not. They're actually quite solid. This is the clear one, it's not hazy at all. I thought it might be a bit hazy or frosted, but it's not. It's completely transparent. And this one is, I think this one is classed as green. It's like they call it light green, I think, but on the pictures it looks more like a luminous yellow, so that's interesting. But nevertheless, green or yellow doesn't really matter. It's still got that nice sort of semi-neon tone to it, and again, you can see straight through there. It's not frosted or anything like that. So let's check out the buttons. Directional buttons feel okay. These ones feel okay too. That's got a bit of clickiness to it, which is good. Because I don't think the original PlayStation ones, once the controller gets a bit old, they lose their clickiness. So you can barely feel if they're being pressed. But with these, you can actually feel all the buttons being pressed, which is good. Analogs have good clickiness. They rotate fine. They're really fluid, actually. Now the top buttons. Let me just play it properly. Yep, everything that you'd expect. Now let's check this. Looks pretty much on par with the original one. Pretty solid, doesn't feel brittle. Cable feels okay. Everything feels okay. And I think these two, for two controllers, it cost me around £20 in British money. It was around that. It was either just under or just over, but I know it was around the £20 mark. So yeah, you can get yourself two brand new third-party controllers for about 20 quid, which isn't bad at all, considering that the official ones to find nowadays are still probably about £20 just for one. And even then it's hard to find a brand new one. Most of them are used, the official ones. So yeah, this isn't bad at all. So now that we've had a look at that, I'm going to plug them into the PlayStation 2 and see how they actually respond when playing the game, because obviously that's the most important part. Okay, so moment of truth, it's now plugged in. Plugging it in didn't have any issues either. It was pretty smooth. Okay, the console is on. So I think we'll go for everyone's favourite, Need for Speed. So the analog light is on. It's looking fresh. That works straight away when I hit X, but we're actually going to get into a game and see properly if it works. Right, so we're going to wait for that to load up. Yeah, it's pretty responsive. Obviously my driving's terrible because I'm using one hand. As you can see. So as you can see, it's pretty responsive. Obviously it's quite hard to demonstrate, but I've played it off camera as well, and it seems to be very responsive. A lot more responsive than the wireless variant at least. So if you're wondering whether or not it will do well on a racing game, it will. And it's definitely good just for nostalgic purposes and, you know, having a quick two-player battle. So if you're wondering how I've got the PS2 working on something like this LCD screen, it's because I'm running it through something called Component. So it's just a cable you can get off eBay, where it's got that end on one side, and then it's got red, green and blue connections on the other side, along with the red and white for audio. You can probably pick those cables up for anywhere between £7 to £12. They're not that dear. You can get a quality one with the gold connectors. So yeah, that's how I've got my PS2 connected to a modern 4K screen. And if you're one of those people that are looking for controllers like I was, then this is probably the best, the most cheapest option. One thing I would be mindful of is when you take this out, when you switch off the console and you want to just yank this out, don't do it like this, because you'll move this ferrite core, I believe that's what it is, you'll move it back on the cable. It moves around a little bit, whereas the original ones didn't seem to move, and you will cause a little bit of damage to the cable. So just be mindful of that and try not to take it out like that, because it feels like it might do some damage. And also when you're taking this part out itself, it does have a bit of stiffness. The original one would have come out by now a little bit easier, but this one takes a little bit more force to get back out of the console. So again, not a massive amount of force to get out, but it does take more force than usual. It might just be because it's new, so we'll give it a chance. But yeah, I thought it was worth pointing that out. But other than that, considering the price and the fact that they don't really make these things anymore, it's not bad at all. And you know, I've enjoyed using it so far, and I think you will too. So let me know if you have any comments below as usual, and I'll do my best to answer them, and hope you enjoyed the video.